Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to have a difficult or vulnerable emotional conversation with a dismissive avoidant in a way that makes it really successful. So this is actually a topic I had, and this was actually inspired by one of our students. Literally, one of the coolest things about PDS, and I'm literally not exaggerating at all, is I have so many people who come in, and this is probably the same thing for the YouTube channel too. And like I see in our private members group that like people will say stuff and answer each other's questions, and it is like I'm like, wow, I think that's as good as I would have answered the question, or sometimes even better than I would have answered a question. And these are people who come in for like a couple months. It's mind blowing. Like people are so inspiring. So, this was actually based off of a comment that I saw, or I think it was like a post from one of our members. And I was like, this needs to be a YouTube video. So I'm going to go through this, share some interesting material and information. And before I dive in really quick, we are also doing our lifetime membership discount right now. So we have an almost 40% discount for lifetime members, people who want access for life, literally to all the courses. We have 45 plus courses. We put a new course out every single month. We have 4 live webinars every single week. We have ongoing social and community events, literally like 2 events per day, sometimes 3 on certain days. So like social events, study groups, deep conversation and connection questions, guided meditations, morning and evening routines, like all kinds of different things in there. And you get access to all of that stuff for life. So check it out. I'll put a link in the description box below, and let's talk about the dismissive avoidant and how to have a tough conversation. So this was based on, and I won't say the person's name just in case they want to protect their privacy or anything like that, but we'll call this person SP. And this person was basically saying, I've been having, these breakthroughs in conversations with my dismissive avoidant. And what I've been doing is basically taking really charged emotional topics. And I'm not covering this like word for word, but basically what they were saying along these lines. Um, and I've been taking these charged emotional topics and converting them into like still saying the same things, but saying it with a tone that's very matter of fact. So if I'm saying like, hey, I'm feeling hurt about something and I need X, Y, and Z, instead of saying, hey, I'm feeling really hurt about this and you're not paying attention and I really need you to come towards me and like, why are you like this? And, instead of doing it that way, just being very like bare bones, really stripped down and just saying, hey, I'm feeling a little hurt about this topic and I could really use you being present right now. And just taking these like strong sort of emotional topics and converting them basically into something that the DA really feels comfortable and safe in, like understanding, decoding, making sure it makes sense, following through. And what this individual was saying is that like I'm having these breakthroughs in these conversations and I think this is why. And it really touches on some of these other topics that we've talked about on here, which is like, sometimes if we're really stuck in a conversation with the DA, what you can do is kind of remove that I feel part and sharing what you're feeling and either say, hey, I'm interpreting the situation as X, Y, and Z, and this is what I need, and getting really clear. But I think the really important topic that this person highlighted, which I was so impressed with and literally inspired me to create this video, is that they were saying my tone, the way I'm communicating is like so matter of fact, and it's just my tone going into it is like very stripped down, very matter of fact. And because that appeals so much to like the intellectual part of the dismissive avoidant, and because it takes some of the heaviness out of the conversation that may cause a DA to feel a little bit helpless or shut down, it's been extremely successful. So I thought I would share that on here because I haven't shared anything like that very explicitly. I thought it was an amazing point, and it's one strategy of 2. So that's the first strategy I want to share. And if you find yourself having like a difficult conversation or a conversation that's emotionally charged and you're really needing to be heard and understood, and if you find that you're getting blocked, I would suggest, you know what? And by blocked, I don't mean like blocking a phone number. I just mean like you feel like you're not getting through. I would suggest really doing just that. Just saying, hey, I'm feeling a little bit hurt about this and I could really use a hug, or I could really use reassurance or words of affirmation. And don't forget the most important part here, which is then and that looks like you X, Y, and Z. That looks like you giving me a compliment in the morning when I wake up. Whatever it is, it's something like that. Sending me a nice text message with like words of affirmation from, once or twice a week. Getting really specific and painting that picture, because the more that we're specific and paint the picture, the clearer it is. And DA sometimes, because they often don't get a lot of like really effective emotional modeling growing up, DAs sometimes, even if they want to be there for you, sometimes they don't know how. And if that picture isn't illustrated clearly enough, they can find themselves shutting down, backing off, pulling away, because they feel kind of almost like emotionally injured by their own learned helplessness around a situation a lot of the time. So that can be strategy number one. Strategy number two, communicate your needs. I've said this once before, or probably a couple times before. Communicate your needs in the positive. Just say, hey, I love it when hey, I really appreciate when can you do that again? I love when you show up and really make an effort. I love when you plan dates. I would appreciate if you can do that again. And then make sure you follow up with a lot of positive reinforcement and validation, because DA sometimes, like, you have to imagine, if you're like going to school and you're learning a new topic, right? Let's say you're learning some topic that's never existed before, whatever that might be, and you're learning about it, or a topic that you've never taken. It's way out of your comfort zone of like things you normally learn about. If you don't have very much modeling in that category or that topic, you're going to feel a certain way. You're going to feel helpless and sometimes disempowered and shut down. Like, think of, if you've ever been in school and you're studying a topic that's not something that naturally comes to you. It's not the way you work to a certain degree. And so sometimes we feel shut down and we pull back when we're in that situation. And a lot of DAs, their emotional availability and vulnerability and all those things were often actively shut down in childhood to a certain degree, or in the very least, just not effectively modeled to them. So of course, you're going to find somebody who gets defeated from time to time. Now, this is not me saying like, put up with things that don't make you happy forever either. What I always recommend is set a deadline around situations like this. If you feel unhappy or disempowered, use all the tools, do all the work, put all the work in. And if you don't see a shift and a transformation, and you don't see the other person working on this with you and showing up with you, then okay, it's probably not the right relationship for me. And you can move away from that regret-free and guilt-free, knowing you did everything you can. So try these tools, give them a shot, and let me know any experiences you guys have in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.